Friends, dear friends, you're welcome again to this moment of another leadership lessons and thoughts and discussions we have been on. And I want you to just be ready and be attentive. And more importantly, I want to have your feedback in any of these discussions as we move on together in this learning journey. Well, this moment, I just want to talk about how can you bring congruence to your inner life and your outer life. Bringing congruence to your inner and outer life. I think that word it's is critical. We understand that a leader should be able to live out his inner life and outer life as one life, and not to or dual. Just like what that means is that who you are in the inside should be who you are in the outside. And what do you do in your leading functions or expressions, in your leadership expressions, should align, should be the same with who you are from the inside. Leading from the inside, like we have discussed earlier, talking about the inner life, is very, very critical. And we must be able to learn to bring congruence, to both the inner life and outer life together. And so, for us to do this as a leader, or for me to do this as a leader, I must be able to understand my transcendent identity. I have discussed about that in some other videos. You can look at it again and share your thoughts too. My transcendent identity is the identity that is exactly who I am, who God made me to be. That's my transcendent identity. It is not about whatever I think, or what people say, or what I do, or what image or projection others see me as. It has to do with who I am as an image of God, not just as an image of God, but who I am in Him. Alright, that's my transcendent identity, and I must be able, as a leader, to discover it and understand it, so I can walk and live through the inner life. And this is very, very critical. You know, we live in a world where most leaders in the world are more interested in their outer life, how people see them, what they project before people, how people should respond to them, how people should see them. Even organizations are more interested in the image they make to the outer world, how they project themselves to the people. They are more interested in all that. But most organizations are not even interested in building up their internal makeup of those virtues that should make them last. And whether you are an individual or a leader of organization, you need to understand that leading or leadership must stem from the inner life. And it has to first of all be that these organizations understand its transcendent identity. And whatever reason for which you exist must be on the definition of your transcendent identity as an individual or as an organization. And that is very, very critical. No two organizations are the same. No two individuals are the same. You must be able to understand your transcendent identity, who you are, who God made you to be, or even as an organization, what your purpose, what your existence mean. All right? So it's very, very critical, and you must understand that. Then you must also understand your personality makeup as a leader. Your personality makeup as a leader is very, very critical, because that also helps to shape your leading influences within your organization. Your personality makeup helps to shape your leading or your leadership influences within your organization. And that's very, very critical. So understanding your personality makeup is not an option. It's a critical thing you need to do in your drive for self-awareness. So your personality makeup is critical. So you need to understand that. If you must bring congruence from the from the inner life to the outer life, or both of them aligning together and helping your leadership journey, you must be able to understand your personality makeup. And you also, number 3, you must also be able to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and then the associated shadows, because it's very, very critical. Your strengths, your positive things you can do with ease, your natural makeups, your talents and skills, now things that are easily with you that you can do, your giftings, your competencies, those are all your strengths, and your skills, all those are your strengths. You must also understand your skills, like I said, your strengths, your weaknesses, and the associated shadows. The weaknesses here, some people are easily troubled, some people are easily emotionally disturbed, some people are, a lot of all those things. So you must be able to understand your weaknesses. And the associated shadows, when we talk about associated shadows, there are some people that are given to men pleasing, to eye service, that are more driven by what people say about them, more driven by people's appreciation of them, people's acceptance of them. Some people have issues of control. Some people have issues of whatever is the issues looking around your leadership journey, whatever are the issues looking around your leadership journey. You must be able to understand your shadows, right? Because if you don't understand your shadows, there will be like a clog on the wheel of your progress within this journey. All right, so that's number 3. You must understand your strengths, weaknesses, and associated shadows. All right, so much more, you must also, as a leader, for you to bring congruence from the inner life to the outer life, you must be able to understand your priorities in life. You must be able to understand what makes your priorities, like I said earlier, about exactly your priorities. Your priorities, what should make for your drive, what should make for your passion, what should make for your time. Your priorities are very, very critical, so that you'll be able to bring progress from the inner life to the outer life and all that. And again, number 5, take a balanced perspective on humility. That's very, very critical. When you have a balanced perspective on humility, you will learn to learn, unlearn, and relearn. But when you don't have a balanced perspective of humility, you will have issues within yourself. Because of self-confidence, overconfidence, overbloated presentation of self, overbloated ideology of self, and all those kind of things. So you need to have a good idea, a good perspective, a balanced perspective, or even biblical perspective of humility. So you will know what you ought to do, and when you ought to do it. You will know when you need to shape up things that are not you, and work within your terrain and work within your boundaries. And this is very, very critical now. So I want to understand that, and it's critical, very, 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 very critical. Be open to harm, be open to change, be open to sharpen your weaknesses, and to sharpen those, sharpen your strengths, and starve your weaknesses. All right? Be able to sharpen, to hone your strengths, your skills, and starve your weaknesses, so that you can, you can bring congruence from the inner life to the outer life. You don't live a dual life, but you live one life, both from the inner life to the outer life. As a leader, even in your organizational or setting sphere, all the spheres of influence and circles of concern, you must be able to come to a point where you grow your leadership, because it's a function of growth. It's a function of maturity and development. These are not things you do in one day. It's not like a cinema or a movie watch or a trip to town. It's not like that. it's a journey of leadership in the course of your life. And as you grow in it, as you grow in maturity and development, you know how to manage and understand yourself and understand who you are, understanding your transcendent identity, your personality makeup, your strengths and weaknesses, and be able to use them to form and forge yourself within your leadership framework and move ahead. We'll be able to have a balanced perspective on humility and how to use it also to reshape yourself accordingly as you ought to be as a balanced leader. And that's very, very critical. All right. So you can bring congruence from the inner life to the outer life. To these principles is a work in progress. And as you continue to do that, you find yourself a great leader and an extraordinary leader. Thank you so much. I want to stop it here now, and we're ready to take your opinions, your comments, and we can continue this discussion and as we move forward in this journey. Thank you. God bless you. See you next time.